Hello? Oh, hey, I'm sorry, didn't turn my mic on. Before when it got busy, but, okay. Hey, how are y'all? Good. Will you come in?
What's she gonna ask me?
Oh, that's gonna be tough.
So I
We're
told
gonna,
Brian, I
we're
was
gonna,
like, you know what?
Real.
we're gonna want all the inside secrets. No,
Oh
it's,
gosh.
we just, East, East Lawrence Falcons come in, head coach Ben Turner, who's in his third season there at East Lawrence. Much improved team from last year. Jeff Davis defeated East Lawrence last year rather handily, but a different East Lawrence team, and you don't have to go as far to see that they have given people fits in the first half each year, each of their games that they have lost this year, and even against teams like Swainsboro and Bacon County, they were actually up on Bacon County 14-0 early in that game before Bacon was able to pull away and defeat them 35-14. So a team that you can't let get up on you early. We've got to be ready to go from the start against a really tough East Lawrence team that's going to be coming in here looking for a win. Um, Last week, as we talked about the Swainsboro game, Jackets got a big win and a tough place to play. And I know we had some difficulties with our live feed at times last week. And Mr. Roslin, if he got some highlights for us, let's see if we get some highlights from the Swainsboro game. coming up here. Kind of get him off guard there for just a minute. But yeah, we'll want to make sure we get a big crowd in here tomorrow night as we take a look back at Swainsboro.
These cars, I just think people in motion going to go to pump the fake cars. I'm going to go down there, going to be up and broken. Picked up over by C.J. Parker down the far sideline. He's going down the Rick Adams. The flag flying everywhere down here. So it takes it into the end zone for a touchdown. Wide to the far side of the field. You're going to really play through there and wrestling down. Right. Lively. Take the handoff and go downfield. Complete. 35. That ball's loose and the bracket said they got it.
Well, there you have the highlights from last week against Swainsboro. The Jackets winning that game by a score of 15-7, and that put us up on Swainsboro in the region. Vidalia continues to lead Region 3 with a 3-0 mark. Jeff Davis is at 3-1. Swainsboro falls to 2-1. Toombs County at 1-2. Bacon County 1-3, and East Lawrence 0-3. I'll give you some stats from the Swainsboro game. Coming out of that, the Jackets were able to total 281 yards in total offense, so 246 on the ground, and 35 yards passing, individually rushing the ball. Hias Allen led the way, 14 carries for 96 yards and a touchdown. Cade Walters, 5 carries for 58 yards. Kion Dotson, 8 carries for 41 yards. Austin Wood got 6 carries for 39 yards. Landon Robertson, 5 carries for 9 yards. In the passing game, Cade Walters was 3 for 5 passing for 35 yards, a touchdown and 1 interception. Receiving, Hias Allen 1 catch for 19 yards and a touchdown, and C.J. Parker chipped in with a 1 catch for 15 yards. Defensively for the Jackets, they were held Swainsboro to less than 200 yards in total offense, 45 rushing, 154 passing. Leading the way with tackles, you had Carter Mullis with 11, Willie Skipper 6, Austin Wood, Terrence Clemens both with 5, Landon Robertson and Cade Walters both chipped in 3 tackles apiece. Clemens and Mike Dotson also had interceptions, and Clemens forced a fumble. And that's your stats there from the win over Swainsboro, 15-7, a big win last Friday night to get the Jackets up in the region 3-1 in region play. Besides East Lawrence and Jeff Davis tomorrow night, Vidalia is at Bacon, and Swainsboro is at Toombs. So we're going to have to be Toombs and Bacon fans tomorrow night, as the Jackets also don't want to look past East Lawrence, as that's a tough customer coming in and getting ready to play. So we got to be on our toes coming in here tomorrow night. But it'll be 7 o'clock, 7:30 kickoff. 7 o'clock, we're going to do the homecoming, crowning of the homecoming queen. So make your plans to be there early. At halftime, the band is going to put on a tribute to our veterans, a Veterans Day tribute at halftime. So a lot of big things happening at the Pinelands tomorrow night. Make your plans to come out and be a part of it. We need a big crowd tomorrow night here to support the Yellow Jackets in their final regular season game of this wild and crazy 2020 football season. We're going to take a 2-minute break, get some words from our sponsors, and we'll be back with more here on the Jacket Nation warm-up show after a 2-minute timeout.
Family. Visit them for all your prescriptions and over-counter drug needs. While there, choose from their large selection of scrubs, gift items, and they even have a health food store that offers gluten-free foods. You can use their convenient drive-up window or go inside. Abundant Life Pharmacy, located at 117 North Main Street in Baxley, across from McDonald's in Baxley, or call 912-367-8404. Go Jackets!
Your financial matters are your business, and your business only. We keep it that way. At the Bank of Hazelhurst, we have a tradition of confidentiality. Bank of Hazelhurst, member FDIC.
Did you think you may need to call Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic of Coffee County? ENTCC provides a full range of ear, nose, and throat services for patients of all ages, including treatment of sinus disorders with endoscopy surgery, the treatment of sleep apnea and snoring, and allergy testing and treatment. If you'd like more information on any of their services, please ask any member of their team. 912-384-2200. Two convenient locations, one in Tipton and one in Douglas. Let the providers at Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic of Coffee County help you feel better.
Sorry about the delay there, but it's 2020, so nothing works like it's supposed to. Now back to Jim.
Thank you, Ronnie. We are here on the Jacket Nation warm-up show, getting ready for a big Friday night of high school football. And the Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets taking on the East Lawrence Falcons, 7:30 kickoff tomorrow night in the Pinelands. Jackets 7-1 on the season, 3-1 in Region 2 AA play. East Lawrence coming in at 3-4. They are 0-3 in the region. And this is going to be their playoff game, so we need everyone's support to come out and support the Yellow Jackets tomorrow night in our final regular season game. Real treat tonight is something I've been trying to work on for a couple of years. We got Jess Lawson and Lauren Helton here, a couple of the coaches' wives here to talk with us tonight. Jess, thank you for coming and talking with us tonight.
No problem. Glad to be here.
We always, we see the coaches on Friday night, and they're the ones that's front and center. But it's a tough job. And I know we as fans don't appreciate the job that your husbands go through. Especially they've got the coaching responsibilities, long hours, juggling that and at home. Just tell us a little bit about what it is to be a coach's wife.
It's a really busy life, honestly. I try to stay involved as much as I can with what Brian's doing with the football team. So we have a busy life. I mean, Tuesday we do hot dogs for the kids. Thursday spaghetti. We just, try to be involved as much as we can.
And that's something that I have really noticed since Coach Helton, Coach Lawson, and the rest of the staff has come in is they've created a family atmosphere. And you're and the wives are involved, your kids are involved, and you know your kids. I see them interacting with the players. It really creates a big family, doesn't it?
It does. It does. We do see it as a family too. We like to see the kids succeed not only on the football field but in life. So it's important for us for it to be like a family.
You mentioned the responsibility. You've also got a lot of volunteers from the Booster Club comes in and helps you with these meals. That's one thing that I've been really impressed with this coaching staff is their commitment to making sure their kids get the right nutrition to get them through a football season.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're feeding them as much as they possibly can. That's for sure.
And then it's they also throwing in like they do the ice cream socials on Wednesday night, which is a fun thing, but still, it's part of that nutrition.
Oh
aspect.
yeah, and you would not believe how excited they get about a Little Debbie cake on Tuesday. So.
It's kids, and I tell you, I remember when mine played years ago, and he'd get home from practice, and the last thing you want to do was eat because he's dog tired, and so it's a good thing that you're getting the food, the proteins and the carbohydrates in them before they actually leave the field house after practice on.
Oh yeah, super important, and they don't get to leave until they eat, so they're trying to get it in.
All right, tell us all a little bit about your family. I know you've got some kids, so just kind of give us a rundown of the Lawson household.
Oh gosh, well we have 2 boys, so it's always exciting. Blaze is 9, and in the 3rd grade, Bodie is 5, and he is in pre-K this year. So they both play football too, and
they're football
doing that
players
all the time. Yeah.
All right, well, it's really interesting. I know we're going to talk with Lauren a little bit later about this, about the long hours that your husband's put in, and it's not just during football season. They've got a lot of work to do year-round, don't they?
Oh yeah, Brian is the recruiting coordinator, so he's always, not just during the season when they're getting all these offers, but also out of season, making contacts and, letting people know about us.
That is one thing that I have noticed that has really taken a huge step forward with our program with Coach Helton and Brian coming along here is the emphasis to get out and get recruiters in here to see our kids. A lot of times we've, maybe have not had kids that got overlooked because there wasn't really that extra effort to get them noticed.
Oh yeah, that's one of the most important things to us, and that's what makes it kind of worthwhile is giving some kids that, maybe wouldn't have had that opportunity otherwise, an opportunity to further their education and do better in life. So
when you're in Atlanta, Savannah, or one of these big cities where you're getting on the TV all the time, and you're at a 7A, 6A school, get all the publicity, those recruiters flock to those places, but it's hard to get them to find Hazelhurst, Georgia sometimes, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. We do our best though.
All right. Well, that's great. I mean, it's a big Friday night coming up tomorrow night. Homecoming activities. And I heard Coach Helton say last Tuesday night that he just hates homecoming week.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on for sure.
It is. All right. Big night tomorrow night. Look there in the camera and tell the fans how much we need them to be out there on tomorrow night.
Oh man, it's so important when they hear us cheering, and it's just a big thing to have the support, not only for the players but the coaches as well, to see all their hard work kind of come to fruition. So.
All right. Well, Jess, thank you for coming and talking with us tonight.
Thank you.
And let's go get them tomorrow night. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout and get back for some words from our sponsors here on the Jeff Davis Yellow Jacket Football Network.
Need a new car? Rainy day fun, baby on the way. What are you saving for? Simply grow your savings worry-free at Altamaha Bank & Trust. With our Savings Made Simple tool, your debit card purchases are rounded to the nearest dollar and transferred daily from your checking account to your savings account. It's really that simple. You save when you spend. Savings Made Simple is just one of the free services we offer to our customers. Give us a call or come by any of our locations and we'll get you enrolled. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Attorney Bruce Edwards is a leader in workers' compensation law. For a decade, his workers' compensation settlements have been 8 times the average workers' compensation settlement in Georgia. That's 8 times the average injured workers usually receive. If you live in South Georgia and you've been seriously injured on the job, call 912-384-5700 for a free consultation. That's 912-384-5700. Or do your own research at bruceedwardslaw.com.
H&H Home Supply, Cromartie Street in Hazelhurst invites you to stop in soon. Take advantage of great deals all over the store. They have Bayou Classic fish fryers and the all-new Blackstone griddles to keep you cooking outdoors. Also, you have to see one of the largest selections of case knives in Southeast Georgia. H&H carries lumber and building materials, as well as Valspar paints and Cabot stains. They appreciate your business. H&H Home Supply, Cromartie Street in Hazelhurst.
Ready to dig into your to-do list? Here at Lassiter Tractor Company, we have big tractors with even bigger value. Right now, we are offering up to $2,700 off all John Deere 3E Series tractors. With user-friendly controls and plenty of strength and versatility, you'll be ready for any job on your land. Go to www.lassitereq.com or come visit us at any of our 7 locations throughout South Georgia. You don't want to miss out. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends October 30th, 2020.
And now, for more of the Jacket Nation warm-up show, we take you live to Jim Sewell.
Thank you, Ronnie. We are here on the Jacket Nation warm-up show, getting ready for a big Friday night of Region 2 AA football. Jeff Davis taking on the East Lawrence Falcons. Final regular season home game. They're going to crown a homecoming queen before the game. That'll activity will start around 7 o'clock, so get there early tomorrow night. Need a huge crowd as the Falcons are coming in. It's be their playoff game. They're not going to make the postseason, so this will be a chance for them to try to spoil somebody else's season, and we hope it's not ours. But make your plans to come out and support the Yellow Jackets tomorrow night in their final home season game. Kickoff will be at 7:30. Joining me now is Lauren Helton, Coach Lance Helton's wife. I think everybody probably knows Lauren real well. Lauren, we thank you for coming and talking with us. I've been trying to talk you into this for a couple of years now, haven't I?
Yes, but thank you for having me.
Well, I got the big guy to kind of twist some arms a little bit for me this time.
Yes.
Okay. Like I asked Jess, I know you're being a coach's wife is a real challenge to balance, your home life. Your husband's, he's focused on football. I know he's still, involved in home life. But tell us what it is, to go through a football season as a coach's wife.
Well, like Jess said, it is extremely busy time, but it's something that we really look forward to. When my kids ask me every day, what do we have going on today, Mama? And the one day a week that I can be like, oh, we're just staying home today, they're like, well, no, we're supposed to be going somewhere. So, we just are all in. We center our whole life around football, and, we're in the program, and I find it very important to be involved. You can easily, in this lifestyle, kind of just sit at home with the kids and let your husband, go and do. But it's very important to be involved and to get your kids to see the impact that he's making on everyone else's life. And that's special to me, to be able to see the impact that he's able to make.
It is, and I see you guys, you and some of the other coaches' wife, at booster club meetings and always at the games and doing a lot behind the scenes. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to get you and Jess and here to give y'all the recognition that you don't get for the support roles that you play and the active roles that you play and doing a lot of the little things, running the Jacket Shack, helping sell merchandise to raise funds for the kids and meals and snacks and all this stuff. So, for my part here and on behalf of the Yellow Jacket fans, I just want to say thank you to y'all for the great job that you've been doing.
Thank you very much.
One thing that I've said and that I noticed early on when this coaching staff arrived is, and I've been around Jeff Davis football for a lot of years, and we've had some really good coaches, and I will tell you, this has been one of the hardest working football staffs. I'm not gonna say the hardest, but I tell you, I'm conditioned that when I go by the field house every day, my house is on the other side of the football field. So I come by there several times a day, and I'm conditioned as I ride by, I kind of lean over and look to see what's behind the field house there, and there's always some vehicles back there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're talking about Saturdays, Sundays, early morning, late nights. Tell us about the dedication that you've seen with not just your husband Lance, but this whole coaching staff.
Oh, definitely. Well, you know, we talked about the fact that, you know, you have to put into it what you want to get out of it. And they really do. They go all in all the time, and it's for the guys. They know that it's the betterment of the program, that they want to let the guys get the recruitment that they need to get just overall the program and the guys to get the recognition that they need. And that takes effort. You know, that's a lot of work. It's not just wins on Friday nights. There's a whole lot more that goes into it, and it's just putting in the time.
And it's not just from the start of football season to the end. You've got, well, we didn't get it this past year, but normally you'll have a spring practice.
Right.
You've got summer workout conditions. You've got weightlifting year-round now. If you're going to be competitive, it's a year-round football, even though a lot of them are coaching other sports too. They're still involved in football year-round, 12 months out of the year.
That's right. And it's also going and supporting the guys that are in other sports. You know, they might not just be football, but they may also play baseball or basketball, and showing them love and support through all the programs that they're part of.
And you know, that's one thing that I'm glad to see has kind of changed cycle. For a few years ago, and this was not just here, but all over high school sports. You're getting kids that were trying to specialize and concentrate, just play one sport. And I see it coming back back to the way it used to be, where you've got kids playing 2, sometimes 3 sports.
Right.
And I think that's really beneficial to mold the entire young athlete, so to speak.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, we have a little boy and a little girl. Cameron is 8, almost said 9, and Knox is 5. And if you know anything about Knox, he is all about football. He's out there in the middle of it. Cameron's a little bit more on the sidelines girl, but she still pays attention, and she still wants to see those Jackets win. So
I remember the picture that was on Facebook of her and Lance side by side there at the practice field. Both of them had the coaches pose going, so she's definitely in the football family.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A lot of the things that we don't see, and we talked a little bit about with Jess, is the work behind the scenes, the feeding of the meals for the kids, and just generally. And one thing that I hear your husband say a lot is we've got to outwork, we've also got to outlove. And that's something that I see, this family atmosphere that is created, and it goes all through the program, doesn't it?
Oh, yes. Well, if there's one thing that I think our family wants, is for those guys to know that they can always come to us for anything. And that also goes for our coaching family. We like to help each other out with our kids. Sometimes, it's hard to do it all by yourself. And so we try not to allow that to happen. We try to always be there for each other, and, just showing those guys the support that they need.
And I understand that you all have a coach's family dinner during the week,
yes.
or is it on Sunday nights?
Sunday night. So right now we're on casseroles.
Okay.
And we were stuck on tacos for a long time, but hey, we were happy to be eating tacos every Sunday. As long as we were winning, we kept on eating the same thing. And unfortunately, after our one loss, we had to change it up, and we went with casseroles because we thought, well, we can stick with some casseroles.
Okay, so I hope we got casseroles.
We're hoping for casseroles for a while.
Well, we're going to be eating casseroles again this Sunday.
That's right.
But yeah, I really, it's been a thrill to see the resurgence in the program and the way that it's caught fire, the excitement that our coaches bring, that you coaches wise generate throughout the community has just caught this community on fire back for Jeff Davis football.
Yes. Well, we love it here. We love to be in the stands and cheering on the guys, and we love for y'all to be there right beside us cheering them on. And I think that y'all really make the difference when you show up and can support and cheer loud and let them know that you're there for them.
We need them loud and proud tomorrow night, don't we?
Definitely.
All right. Well, Lauren, thank you for coming and talking with us tonight.
So much.
And we appreciate you coming. We're going to take another 2-minute timeout, get some words from our sponsors here on the Jeff Davis Yellow Jacket Football Network.
Thank you so much.
High-end fashions from baby and me. Making baby beautiful is their specialty, with gorgeous gift selections from Mud Pie, Three Sisters, Banana Split, Millie J, Properly Tired, Angel Deer, and so many others. Baby and Me is the perfect place for your baby registry. Visit the shopping destination Baby and Me Boutique, located at 1045 West Harper Street in Baxley, and follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Douglas Metal and Steel is now offering painted metal for just $1.69 per foot. You heard it right, painted metal $1.69 per foot. But there's more. Galvalume is only $1.29 per foot. Douglas Metal and Steel is your metal and steel specialist. It's in their name. And they're offering Galvalume for $1.29 per foot and painted metal for $1.69 per foot right now. Stop by Douglas Metal and Steel for your free quote. 2141 Broxton Road in Douglas, or call them at 912-393-1816. Douglas Metal and Steel, your metal and steel specialists.
Hazelhurst Auto Parts is your one-stop for all of your truck and tractor parts. They also specialize in hydraulic hoses, adapter fitting, air conditioner hoses, and all other auto repair parts. Come by and see the local and friendly staff at Hazelhurst Auto Parts, located at 10 Southeast Railroad Street in Hazelhurst, your local Napa store. Hazelhurst Auto Parts says go Jacket.
Hazelhurst Auto Parts would like to spotlight seniors number 67, Andrew Acock, and number 18, James Wood.
Lumber City Drugs are proud to support Jeff Davis Yellow Jacket football. They also take pride in offering impeccable customer service. Their very knowledgeable staff values themselves on getting your prescription filled accurately and as quickly as possible. Lumber City Drugs offers free delivery to all of Jeff Davis County and the surrounding areas. They are also offering flu shots. Go ahead and get yours early. Also, check out their great gift selections, jewelry, and T-shirts. From Lumber City Drugs, good luck on a winning season. Go Jackets.
This is WHJD 105.9 in Hazelhurst, and we're in the halfway of the Jacket Nation warm-up show as we continue.
Welcome back to the Jacket Nation warm-up show here on a Thursday night, getting set for Friday night football. The lights are going to come on tomorrow night in the Pinelands. The flags will be up. And it'll be the final regular season game, home game, final regular season game overall on a very successful to this point season. Jackets at 7-1, 3-1 in region play. East Lawrence Falcons coming in tomorrow night. They're 3-4 overall, 0-3 in region play, but don't let that record fool you. They have played a lot of close games and had some heartbreaking losses, especially in region play. So we're going to need a big crowd out tomorrow night. Going to crown a homecoming queen in pregame activities. I'll start around 7 o'clock, so come on out early and be a part of that. Going to have a veterans tribute at halftime with the Jeff Davis Pride of the Pinelands marching band. So let's make your plans a big night of high school football tomorrow night. Need a huge crowd out to support the Yellow Jackets. Join me now is Coach Greg Nail. He's the JV head coach, also coaches offensive line. Coach Nail, thank you for coming and talking with us tonight.
Appreciate you having me.
Tell us a little bit about how practice has been this week. I know the rain's made it kind of tough, but
yeah, you know, you play a game like this, and you want to be able to get outside every day. We look at the weather forecast, and we were thinking, you know, that we were going to have to be inside, and you know, we as coaches know that you can get some good things done inside, but you want to be outside where you can bang around a little bit. And fortunately, the good Lord took care of us. We were able to be outside pretty much the whole week, and kids were focused. I had one day where it rained on us a little bit, and you know, you kind of wince up a little bit when that rain hits because you don't know what the kids are going to be thinking. But our kids bought into that practice day, and it was you know, they had fun at practice that day, and we got some stuff done, and we were able to get out there and put in some of our schemes that we worked on, and it was real productive. It wound up being a lot more productive week than what we thought it might be, just for the fact of not getting out there with pads on and being able to bang around a little bit.
We had that stumble a few weeks ago against Vidalia, but this team has really bounced back. Big wins over Bacon and Toombs, and you know, then had to gut out a big win over Swainsboro, a really good team and a tough place to play. That was almost a old gut check type game, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. You know, it's always tough. We've got some folks in our region that when you go to play at their place, it's tough. Of course, Vidalia being one of those, we did not play well that game, and we all know that. And the ability to bounce back and play and at another away game. You know, it seems like we're on the road every
been
week.
Been a lot of road travel.
Yes,
this
sir.
week.
But you know, being able to go to Swainsboro and have the kids play hard and do the things that we ask them to, and make some, you know, on-the-fly adjustments to some things that Swainsboro was doing. Because I mean, I tell you, you know, when you go to Swainsboro that there's athletes out there. You know, I know you were there, and you saw the same thing I did.
Yep.
You know, you watch them when they warm up, and you're like, "Ooh, goodness, they got some good-looking kids out there."
They do. On the hoof, they look really strong.
Exactly, and playing them at their place is always tough. But you know, our kids rose to the occasion. They came out and did what we asked them to do. Of course, we made some mistakes, but that happens in every game. But we overcame those mistakes, and were able to come out with a win, and it was a big win for us.
This year, you work on the offensive line. This year, the offensive line has really, I think, turned into one of the better offensive lines I've seen in Jeff Davis football in a long time. We've had games that they just dominated, like Toombs and Bacon, but against a physical team like Swainsboro, we were still able to rack up almost 300 yards rushing.
Yes, sir. You know. Of course, you know, Coach Helton coaches the guards and centers, and I coach the tackles and tight ends. And one of the things that we emphasize on a consistent basis is physical play. You know, there's a lot of schools that are out there now that are doing things where they're not being as physical, and you know, that to me that sometimes can translate over to a defense. But our kids, you know, coming out there, they know what we're asking, and they work. And you know, this is the time of year where you're going into the playoffs, and the people that you're playing, they're going to be physical. So that's the reason they're there. And we try to have a couple of days where we're out there banging around pretty hard and being physical. And I think that just transfers over to the whole team. If you can get your offensive line playing physical and knocking people off the ball, I've just always thought in all my years of coaching that when you get that, especially if you do it early, if you can. You know, I tell my guys to take the guy in front of you and impose your will. When you can do that, and there's nothing they can do, it makes for a long game for that guy across from you.
And you know, you bang on him hard enough early, he quits late.
Yes, sir.
And
yes,
that's a key. One thing I've noticed the last few weeks is we've gone a lot to the 2 tight end set. Had James Wood, who shifted from fullback over to one of the tight end positions opposite Matt Glass. That's really become an effective formation for us, and has really been productive. Tell us a little bit about, since you're coaching tight ends, what that 2 tight ends brings into the scheme of the swing T offense.
Well, when you're bringing James Wood in, of course, it brings another physical presence. You know, we've got several two-way players, and we do that on occasions. But the biggest thing is that when we can come in with a 2 tight end set, the defense is going to have to bounce you up. They can't overload one side or the other, and we're able to go in and I'm telling you, Coach Helton is a mastermind at formations when we're scheming on Sundays. We're in there and we're looking for ways that we can attack, and you know, a lot of times people will maybe find a tendency on you and try to overload one side. Well, we bring James in and we line up in that tight, and people, the good thing about it is people pretty much know, hey, they're fixing to run it right at us. And the even better thing is that, yeah, we are, and we're going to gain yards doing it. You know, 4 yards is a good football play.
Right.
And when you can get that 2 tight and like, as I said, have a physical presence like James is when he comes in and plays that extra tight end, and be able to balance a defense up and pretty much run wherever you want to. And that is kind of a staple whenever you get your game in control and you need that 4 yards, boom, boom. And to me, that's football. It's methodical, it's a process, and you put together a 15-play, 80-yard drive that took up 7 or 8 minutes. You know, it makes the defensive coordinator happy, I know that.
It does, and it drives the other offensive coordinator nuts because he can't get his hands on the ball.
They get over there on the sidelines, and the opposing coaches, and they're like, ooh, we got to do something. And I like it because they can't.
This working the offensive line, this offense, you've got such explosive players in the backfield that these guys up front, they don't have to create much of a crease or seal for just a second or two, and we've got guys that can get by into that second and third level in a blink of an eye.
Yes, sir. We've been really blessed with our skill kids this year, and of course, whenever you got guys like that, they make the offensive line look a whole lot better. You know, I'm not taking anything away from our guys because our guys are really playing well. And what happens is when those two things are gelling, you know that things can be very successful on a Friday night. And as a matter of fact, when we were doing our supper tonight, one of the things that was said, you know, is I haven't noticed it. I mean, I tell our guys to do it, but you're starting to see, like when our guys get those 5, 6, 7 yard runs, there's always 2 or 3 linemen over there to help them up. You know, it's starting to be that way as we're going into the playoffs, and that's what you got to have. You know, I know the wives came in here and talked about a family atmosphere that we've created with Coach Helton, and we really try to create that among our players during the game. You know, if you can look to your right and look to your left and know that guy is going to give his all for you and you're going to give your all for him, that just makes things a whole lot easier, and we're able to. I'm starting to see that more now in these last few games, how we've came together, everybody is helping each other out, and when you got, you know, an Austin Wood or an Ahias Allen that can hit the edge and take it to the house, that does make things a whole lot easier also.
But it's been a full team effort, and we can't overlook the defense. Well, the defense has been just lights out the last couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. Coach Cravey has came over, and I mean, you ask anybody around here, he has done a tremendous job of getting our defense playing the way that they are. I think that of the games we've played, we might have had one team that rushed for over 100 yards. I know that Swainsboro only had like 40 or 50 yards rushing.
Right.
You know, and they had less than 200 passing, and when you look at those twins that were both, you know, 6'5", 230 pounds, and good athletes.
We can't grow them like that down here. I wish we could.
Yeah, yes, sir. But you know, they're both committed to a D1 school in North Carolina State, and able to control those. I mean, it's our defense. To me, you know, we are playing a team defense. When our kids are doing what those defensive coaches are telling them to do, of protecting their gaps and freeing up the linebackers, and your back end coverage where your secondary is coming up. And that's another thing. I'll have to say that we've been fortunate this year of having some good kids in the secondary, because we have so many people in this region now that are throwing the ball around. Yep. I think I overheard them talking, if I'm not mistaken, we're first or second in the state in interceptions.
Yep. With 13, so, that's a big
number.
You
know, it works both ways. You know, we can control the ball and keep the defense off the field, but we know when that defense gets out there that we better be ready, because there's a big chance that we're going to be right back out there pretty quick.
Big game tomorrow night. The East Lawrence Falcons come in, the last regular season game, and our big region game, trying to play for playoff seedings. All that's on the line tomorrow night. Got to have a big crowd out tomorrow night, don't we?
Yes, sir. You know, there's something special about playing in the Pinelands. We've been talking about that this week. I think another thing that was said tonight was in the time that Coach Helton has been here, I don't think we have but 3 losses at home. It's tough to come in here and play.
Yep.
You know, having the crowd there, having the music going, having the band. I mean, the band just does an excellent job with how they've bought in and the music they play at the right times and stuff. The kids getting hyped on the sidelines. It's an atmosphere on a Friday night that's the way it should be. And you know, that just picks those kids up.
Yep.
And I think that, you know, it makes them play a little bit harder. But we need all the help we can get tomorrow night. You know, we're sitting in a very good position, in a position that we're actually not used to being in, which hopefully will make us play a little more relaxed, because the last few seasons we've kind of been in situations where we had a little pressure on us about things.
We were scrambling to get in, try to get in the door.
Yes, sir. You know, and you know, want somebody to do this, but you know, the biggest thing is to take care of the task at hand. And you know, East Lawrence, I know you said earlier, you know, they're a much improved team.
Much improved.
They have some very good players on that team. We've watched them. They do some very good things from a defensive standpoint. Of course, we did our scheming. If we can go out and do the things that we're supposed to do, I think that we're going to have a great opportunity. Some people kind of call it a trap game, but I've been very happy with the way the kids have been this week, and I think that the biggest thing, if we can have everybody come out, have that huge crowd, because, if we have a huge crowd tomorrow and things go the way they're supposed to be, wait for 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
If we got that home playoff game, you're going to see the daggum pine trees are liable to fall, because it's going to be rocking in that place.
It is. Well, Coach, thank you for coming to talk with us tonight. Let's go get them tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Coach Greg Neal here on the Jacket Nation Warm-Up Show. Let's take a 2-minute timeout, get some words from our sponsors. We'll be back with more on the Jacket Nation Warm-Up Show.
McCarty Auto Parts strive for 100% customer satisfaction. If they do not have the automobile part that you need in stock, they have the sources to find the parts you need. They have a wide range of foreign and domestic inventory. Give their sales team a call today for the parts you need. 912-375-2675 or online at McCartyAuto.com. And be sure to follow them on Facebook.
Southern Eye Care has been your trusted eye care specialist in Hazelhurst since 1995. You can count on their expertise in treating all types of vision problems to help you see your best. From glasses to contact lenses, from surgical vision correction to treatment of eye disease and injury, their team is here to help take care of your eyes. Call to schedule your appointment today, 912-375-2516, and online at SouthernEyeCarePC.com. Go Jackets! If you are a Class A CDL holder with 2 years of experience, come on out and apply with Williams Brothers Trucking. WBT cares about the safety of their employees and would love to have you as a part of our family. WBT offers great benefits like competitive pay, 401k, health care, and hauls that will get you home every day. We look forward to working better together with you. Williams Brothers Trucking in Hazelhurst.
Abundant Life Pharmacy in Baxley cares about your health and your family. Visit them for all your prescriptions and over-counter drug needs. While there, choose from their large selection of scrubs, gift items, and they even have a health food store that offers gluten-free foods. You can use their convenient drive-up window or go inside. Abundant Life Pharmacy, located at 117 North Main Street in Baxley, across from McDonald's in Baxley, or call 912-367-8404. Go Jackets!
And now we take you back to the Jacket Nation Warm-Up Show with Jim Sewell.
We're here on the Jacket Nation Warm-Up Show, a Thursday night, getting set for a huge night of high school football coming up in the Pinelands tomorrow night. Kickoff at 7:30, but you want to try to get there early. We'll crown the homecoming queen starting at 7 o'clock, and be ready for that. Going to be a tremendous halftime show. The Pride of the Pinelands doing a tribute to our great veterans tomorrow night at halftime. So a lot going on, but the main thing's the main thing. Jackets trying to wind up a very successful season against the East Lawrence Falcons, trying to get to 3-1, trying to find a way to get a home playoff game, possibly a region championship still out there looking at us. And Coach Helton joins us now. Coach, I know there's a lot on the line, and it's East Lawrence. Don't be fooled by that record, because they look much improved over what we've seen the last couple of years.
They are, Jim. They are a very athletic bunch. They're scrappy. I think Ben has done as good of a job in that program as any, coach in our region now. I've been around East Lawrence for quite some time, and he has revived that place. Man, they're playing meaningful football. They have a purpose, and they're a couple of breaks away from their record being completely different. They led both Bacon and Swainsboro at halftime. They're athletic enough to beat you, and they're stingy on defense. So we've got to play well, man. This is a huge test for us, and it's exactly what we need at the end of the season to try to ramp this thing up.
You and I were just talking in the break. 1997, the last time Jackets was 7-1 on the year. That only loss then, as this year, was on the road at Vidalia, and it was also the last time that we hosted a playoff game. And that's something that's huge, that's right there for the taking. We just got to reach out and grab it.
For me and for our guys, here's what we've talked about. Keep the main thing the main thing. Playoff projections and venues, all those things are great to talk about, and I think it's great to have the public excited about it. But here's the truth. To be a great football team, you got to win them on the road too. it would be great to give our seniors a 4th home game this season, but that's not the most important thing to me. The most important thing to me is going undefeated at home in your regular season. If you can win all your home games, man, so things seem to take care of themselves. You go look back to the 2018 team we had that didn't lose a home game. Mm-hmm. You go back to, lost a home game last year, lost 2 home games in our first year, and we've been able to win every home game so far this year. So the main thing for us is keeping an unblemished record at home. And when you can do that, things seem to work themselves out. We've got a lot of distractions this week, a lot of things that we've got to get focused on. But tomorrow night at 7:30, the main thing is going to be the main thing for both teams. So we're excited for the chance to tee that thing off tomorrow night.
Picked up a big win in Swainsboro on the road. Mm-hmm. Those road wins are hard to come by in this region, especially in a place like Swainsboro and against a team loaded with, they got 3 D1 prospects. Sure. and just always a well-coached and very, very physical team. And it was a gut check type game.
It absolutely was, Jim. I think the main thing for me about Friday is this. We ended up being successful in a game when we didn't start fast. Things went bad early for us, and our kids rallied. Swainsboro is as difficult of an away venue to play at as any I've ever been. And I've got a lot of experience there with them. And they're a great football team. Scott Roberts does a great job. They're 2 years coming off of a region championship. Mm-hmm. So we knew we had a quality opponent. They're another one. Don't let their record fool you guys. They were a 3-loss team coming into our game last Friday. They had lost to the number 1 team in Single A, Metter, the number 3 team in Single A in Dublin, and they lost to Washington County the second time they played them. So all 3 of those were very formidable opponents. And our kids, I thought, came in and kept the main thing. One thing we talked about is this. Don't focus on all the hoopla. Don't focus on the things in between the whistles. Focus on each other. Mm-hmm. And, man, I thought our kids did a great job of that. And anytime you can go into Tiger Field and get a win, Jim, it's a great night. We'll take it.
They don't lose many there.
No, sir.
The offense, maybe not as dynamic as they've had some games, but boy, it was tough conditions.
Sure.
Had that misty rain the whole time, and that first quarter was everybody was trying to get their footing out there, it looked like.
Well, let me tell you something now. Dwight Smith, the DC at Swainsboro, does as good of a job as anybody I've ever been around. He's a Swainsboro guy. He played there, was a great player, all-state player in his own right, and he rallies those kids around him. They're going to play great defense there. So we had to do a good job of holding the football. I thought our defense held their own. They win, 2 picks on the night, things of that nature. Man, it was just a great night overall. And we found a way to win special teams late. Normally special teams is a phase of the game we take pride in winning. Right. And for us to fight back and be able to win that phase later on in the game, man, it was good for Cade Walters and Audio Placencia and all those guys to get that done.
Mm-hmm. That was, after having a couple of tough kicks. Well, I guess he was slipping on the turf that first quarter there to come in and hit that field goal to give us a halftime lead. That had to really get his confidence back.
Absolutely. Audiel those kickers are finicky now.
Yeah.
they're different birds. So Coach Helton don't have a lot to do with them. Coach Lawson, let me tell you something now. Brian Lawson is the kicker whisperer. There's nobody out there that does a better job of him. I'm going to tell you something else about Brian Lawson today. Jim, we were out there at practice this week, and it was raining. Mm-hmm. It was raining one day, and Brian's wife, Miss Jess, and Miss Lauren, my wife, came and talked earlier today, and we were just out there at practice, and it was raining, it was pouring down, we were practicing. All of a sudden, I look over there, and Brian Lawson is coaching shirtless. He got his shirt off, practicing. I'm going to tell you what now. Miss Jess, I don't know how she keeps his hands off him now. That's a good-looking man. Let me tell you something. All right. So he's a whisperer of the kickers. And in all seriousness, he does a great job with special teams. He dives in, man. He buys into that, and he has been the guy that has led our special teams to all the success we've had over the years. And Audiel and him have a great relationship from soccer, and they came in and talked at halftime, got it fixed, and I was really proud of them.
East Lawrence coming in here, as I talked to Coach Nail, this is going to be their playoff game.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're out of the mix, I think, pretty much as far as the region goes. But this is going to be their playoff game.
Sure.
It's their way to finish their season off on a high note by knocking off Jeff Davis and denying us what we're trying to accomplish here.
You know, it's a tough thing, okay? And I want everybody to think about this. When you start the playoffs, okay, once those 32 teams are stacked up, right, and you've got your playoff bracket set, all teams but one end their season on a loss, okay? They end their season with a negative taste in their mouth. And so East Lawrence has a different opportunity here. They can end their season with a win. They can end their season on a high note, okay? And so what we have to do is we've got to go out there and fight because they're good enough to beat us, first off. And second, don't give them the opportunity to be their mark, to take that next step in their program, because that's what they're looking for. And they are primed to make that kind of push. So we've got to play well tomorrow night. We've got to keep the main thing focused, give ourselves a shot to win this thing late in the fourth quarter.
After a physical game like Swainsboro, I know we got some guys banged up, bruised up, and all. Coach Snell said, in spite of that, and in spite of the condition, had a good week of practice.
We are. You know, we're banged up. There's no doubt about it. We ain't got a loaded gun. But you know what? Our kids are going to fight and will their way through it. You know, we got some older kids that are banged up that won't be playing tomorrow, but they have really coached the young kids behind them up this week, and it's been really fun to see and really great to see how these seniors and juniors have grasped this offense and defense and can now be a coach on the field. But, you know, our practices have been homecoming week practices, okay? Sometimes in homecoming week, Jim, you start thinking that, golly, dressing up in pajamas on Monday is the most important thing, or, you know, laughing at Mr. Riles in his biker suit on a Wednesday, okay? But the thing is this, that is great and it's important. Yeah. And I want our kids to enjoy it. But when we get to the field house and get on that field at 3 o'clock, we've got to find the maturity to push that aside and keep the main thing, you know? Ultimately at 7:30 on Friday, all those things are going to be memories, and it's going to be about the action we can put forth on the field.
You know, it's always, you know, I've never met a coach that enjoyed homecoming week from the football, because you've got all those distractions. The other guys are focusing on football because they don't have that.
Let me tell you something. The 2 times in each football season that Coach Helton is not in a great mood are homecoming week and picture day. Those 2 days are tough on me. Now they've got I got a couple of gray hairs, one named James Wood, one named Austin Wood, one named Chasten Goose, so on and so forth. But now I got a couple of picture day hairs and some homecoming week gray hairs in there too. But you know, here's the thing. I've been there. My wife and I, as Lauren is in charge of homecoming week now, and she's done a great job, and I'm so lucky to have her. But as we go out through our old yearbooks and things like that, you know, we were those kids, you know, some odd years ago. And I understand that. But here's what I know. The yearbook is going to be how you remember the days of homecoming week. But that Friday night game will be etched in your memory for the rest of your life. And that's what I want to keep our kids focused on. And I'm not taking anything away from any of it, man. It's great. Our homecoming festivities here are second to none. I mean, it is the homecoming parade. Not, you know, because of the weather, I know we had to do some things different and all of those things. But, man, it is second to none. And it's just the pride we have in the Pinelands and in this community makes me proud to be a Yellow Jacket every day that I wake up.
Looks like the weather conditions might not be as bleak as they look the first of the week for tomorrow night. But still, you can grab a raincoat and pack those stands, because we need a huge crowd to wind up this regular season.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can tell that you know, everybody's going to the spread and all that because the Lord's pushing the rain away where everybody can shotgun snap it, I guess, all right? But, you know, we're really excited about tomorrow. I'm excited to give our homecoming court the opportunity they want. You know, you go back to March of this year, if you had to make a decision or make a call on would we be having a homecoming, would we be back in school, would we be able to play the game of football, I'm not sure how many people would have betted you, yeah. But, you know, man, the pride of Jeff Davis County and the belief in our school systems and the way we do things have allowed us this opportunity, and we're going to make the most out of it for our young people, for our student body, and for all of those alumni that come back. I think that's the biggest thing with homecoming. You know, We hear about the 97 team a lot, but I want to see some of that 97 team out there tomorrow night. I want to see some of that 1990 squad, some of that 2001 squad, some of all those people that helped build this thing. I'd love to see you out there tomorrow in your navy and gold. I'd love to see you fill the stands, wrap around, make some noise, and let's cheer these Jackets on. Winning is hard, guys. It's hard on our kids. It's hard on our community. It's hard on our school system. I hope everybody appreciates that tomorrow night. I hope everybody cheers it on, and let's go find a way to win one more time.
Well, Coach, that's what we're out here to do, is get one more win and then let the chips fall where they may.
That's it, baby. Hang in there like a hair and a biscuit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Coach, thank you for coming in. Let's go get them tomorrow night, and we'll have a big night to celebrate. Hope we're here in Wagon Wheel about 10:30 tomorrow night.
Man, I'd love to hear it. I told our seniors today, 3 losses at home as a senior class in their tenure. 3 home losses. 4 is too many. 4 is too many. So I'm excited about it, man. Hopefully we can hear that Wagon Wheel, guys. When you're wearing Navy, you're as good as gold. Go Jackets.
That's Coach Lance Hester. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and get some words from our sponsors. We'll be back to wrap things up after 2 minutes on the Jeff Davis Yellow Jacket Football Network.
Your financial matters are your business and your business only. We keep it that way. At the Bank of Hazelhurst, we have a tradition of confidentiality. Bank of Hazelhurst, member FDIC.
You may need to call Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic of Coffee County. ENTCC provides a full range of ear, nose, and throat services for patients of all ages, including treatment of sinus disorders with endoscopy surgery, the treatment of sleep apnea and snoring, and allergy testing and treatment. If you'd like more information on any of their services, please ask any member of their team. 912-384-2200. 2 convenient locations, one in Tipton and one in Douglas. Let the providers at Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic of Coffee County help you feel better.
Attorney Bruce Edwards is a leader in workers' compensation law. For a decade, his workers' compensation settlements have been 8 times the average workers' compensation settlement in Georgia. That's 8 times the average injured workers usually receive. If you live in South Georgia and you've been seriously injured on the job, call 912-384-5700 for a free consultation. That's 912-384-5700. Or do your own research at bruceedwardslaw.com.
H&H Home Supply, Cromartie Street in Hazelhurst invites you to stop in soon. Take advantage of great deals all over the store. They have Bayou Classic fish fryers and the all-new Blackstone griddles to keep you cooking outdoors. Also, you have to see one of the largest selections of case knives in Southeast Georgia. H&H carries lumber and building material, as well as Valspar paint and Cabot stains. They appreciate your business. H&H Home Supply, Cromartie Street in Hazelhurst.
Now we take you back to Jim Sewell.
We're about to wrap things up here on the Jacket Nation warm-up show here on Thursday night, getting ready for the final regular season home game tomorrow night in the Pinelands. The Jackets taking on the East Lawrence Falcons. We'll have homecoming activities starting in pregame at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We're going to go on the air tomorrow night probably about 6:50, somewhere around in there, to get homecoming activities on the air for you. And then, of course, the game kickoff is at 7:30, and then we'll also let you see tomorrow night the big Pride of the Pinelands and their Veterans Tribute at halftime. But the main thing is tomorrow night, East Lawrence coming into the Pinelands to take on the Yellow Jackets tomorrow night in a Region 2 AA matchup. The Jackets trying to fight their way to get a home playoff berth. We've locked up a playoff spot, but we want to get a home game, possibly even a region championship, and that's all still out there, possibilities-wise. For all the folks that's been by to interview with us tonight, for Ronnie Williams back in the WHJD studios, Mr. Richard Riles here at Jeff Davis High School studios, this is Jim Sewell. Good night, everybody.